story of Fuzed kind of started. I was about 4 years old, and God started putting a vision in my heart to lead worship and do the things that I'm getting to do now. But you know, things don't always work out the way we think. And I was an employee here for Joyce Meyer Ministries for about 10 years, and I played in her band, and actually Ben, our drummer tonight, was with me, and we kind of set out on our own, thinking that we really knew that God had called us out and just kind of start trying to do our own thing. But what we didn't know is that his plan was slightly different than ours, and that his plan was for our brokenness and for us to turn our hearts more toward him, because the fact of the matter is that music and sort of doing this became an idol in my life, and I started to place it before God, and that's a dangerous thing to do. So God took me down a path of brokenness, and long story short, the band thing that we had going didn't work out, and I came back to the ministry and sort of humbled myself about 8 months later and said, you know what, I made a mistake, and I need to just, any job you can give me, can I just come back until I figure things out? And so I went back to the warehouse where I actually started 10 years before that. And it was probably one of the most humbling things in my life, but it was one of the best things that's ever happened to me. And God took me through this path of just pouring into me so that he could make me the man that I needed to be to do what he's called me to do. And so, long story short, I started working for Daniel Meyer, our CEO, and Joyce's youngest son, and he came to me one day and he's like, you know, my whole life people have tried to make me a preacher, to be like my mom. He's like, I just don't feel like I'm called to do that, but I feel like I have a lot to say, and this may be a way to say it. I've written these lyrics. Do you think we could make a song out of it? And I had been fasting music for about a year, and I didn't even listen to music. I didn't do anything musical whatsoever. I just served at the ministry wherever they needed me, and as soon as he said that, I knew God had called me off that fast. And so that night he showed me the lyrics that he had written, and we wrote our first song called Revolving Love. And it was just the craziest thing, because he wasn't a musician and I had been on a fast. It was just so God putting things together and him moving on our behalf and actually birthing those desires in my heart, but in just a whole different way than we could have ever planned or we could have ever seen. And it was just so much better on his way, you know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, we wrote our first song, and about 35 songs later, we realized we were onto something, and we just couldn't stop writing, and we started giving those songs to Joyce in our little demos. We literally wrote in his garage, and we tracked our demos on a software called GarageBand. It couldn't have been a more humble beginning. And Joyce started hearing the demos, and she's like, you know, I want to bring this into the ministry and help you guys launch this properly. And so, long story short, that's kind of the beginning of Fuzed. And our heart is just to bring a group of worshipers together. It's not about me, it's not about Daniel Meyer, it's not about any name or any person, but we want to bring a group of worshipers together and honor God in our writing and everything we do. So one of the earlier songs that we wrote in the garage, I think this was like the third song we wrote, is called My Savior, My Friend. And we put it last on the record because we sort of end in this open worship in this time where we're just crying out to God. And it was like, you know what, let's put that last on the record and just blow it all out and give it all to him right there at the end, you know? So we'd like to do that song for you tonight. It's called My Savior, My Friend.
Falsely accused, beaten and bruised, nails piercing your skin as your blood was shed, and I love you with all that I am. I love you, my Savior, my friend. I love you with all that I am. I love you, my Savior, my friend. You gave your life for me as mercy flowed from your veins. Your grace poured out has caused my heart to say, I your name. You're my hope and my strength. I long to bow at your throne, showing you eternal praise. Let my heart forever say, I love you with all that I am. I love you, my Savior, my friend. I love you with all that I am. I love you, my Savior, my friend. Can you guys just sing that chorus with me one more time? I love you with all that I am. Love you, my Savior, my friend. Love you with all that I am. Love you, my Savior, my friend.
Thank you guys so much again for sticking around and worshiping with us tonight.